Good evening, everyone. Once strangers, now friends. Tonight, I would like to just tell you a story. And I hope that everyone can feel the relaxation and the enjoyment that comes from just sitting and listening to a story being told. So, do you remember when we all learned about how to scare a bear away? Well, tonight I'm going to tell you about what you should do if you encounter a mountain lion in the wilderness. And then I'm going to take you into my own story of living alone in the wilderness and my encounter with a mountain lion. Does this sound familiar? Well, it's a different story. Let's see. A mountain lion, also called a cougar, is a 180-pound cat. A big kitty. Now, I think you all remember from Kendra's last speech how cats really feel about us. We are to the cougar what the canary is to the house cat. Food. Plain and simple. Now, where a bear might just want you out of its territory, a cougar definitely wants to have you for lunch. And I don't think any of you are ever going to see a mountain lion while you're out hiking because they don't like to be seen. They see you. And if you do see one, it's for one reason only, because that big cat is hungry. So follow these instructions very carefully. If you see a mountain lion in the wilderness, stop. Stand tall and don't run. Never take your eyes off that cat and never turn your back. Mountain lions have been driven off by people who fought back, so don't give up and keep fighting. Stand tall. Move my cards around here again. Now I'm going to tell you about my own experience with my own mysterious relationship with the mountain lion. A few years back, my brother and I bought some wilderness land, 20 acres of wilderness land on a mountaintop in eastern Washington on the Canadian border. This fence here is the Canadian border. These little guys are my nephews. Now, I had always wanted to live in a cabin in the wilderness, so I built my little cabin in the field, and I lived there as much as I possibly could for the next 2 years. Now you may wonder, why had I always wanted to live in the wilderness? Well, you know, I really think it's because all the time that I was growing up, my dad read to me at night, and he read me adventure stories as bedtime stories. He read his 3 little girls stories about gold miners in Alaska, and sailors going to sea, and cowboys on the plains. When I was 7, he read us Moby Dick. White Fang and the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. So I fell asleep at night as a child dreaming about cabins in the wilderness, dreaming about going to sea, and I did do those things. So when I moved into my little cabin, I was excited about seeing wild animals and looking forward to spending a lot of time alone. And I was a little bit wary, though, about sharing territory with a mountain lion. I didn't know if I would, but soon I saw plenty of evidence that there was indeed a mountain lion in the territory. Looking at me. I saw 3 big paw prints in the mud by the road. These paw prints, I put my hand inside the paw print, and it was bigger than my hand. The paw prints were bigger than my face. Several times when I was hiking, I came across half-eaten deer carcasses where I like to go, and I would just go away from the fresh kill, and I wouldn't go back there again for a month at least, maybe longer. And then twice I saw big mountain lion prints in the snow outside my cabin to be covered up again by the next day's snow. Now you guys, I didn't allow myself to be afraid. just alert. Because I knew and I know that fear draws to you the thing you're afraid of. So I wouldn't let myself be afraid. But I did wonder, when am I going to meet that cat? It was a moonless night when I met that cat. It was so dark outside I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. It was about midnight and I had to use the outhouse. And the outhouse was about 100 feet from the door. And when I stepped outside, it was so completely dark and I couldn't see my feet or the stairs that I thought, this one time, I'm just gonna go to the edge of the cabin and go right back in the house. So I was outside less than 60 seconds. I went right back in the house. And as my foot was coming through the door, and as the door was closing behind me, that mountain lion screamed at me, you guys. I mean, it screamed at me. Louder than that. And my knees went weak like this, you guys, and they just gave out from under me, and I fell on the floor, and I grabbed my heart, and I thought, I'm gonna die of a heart attack right here, right now. I just kind of lay there for a while. And I've never been more scared in my whole entire life as when that mountain lion screamed at me. And a little later, when I recovered from my terror, I thought, did scare you? I thought, stand and fight. Hold your ground, right? I mean, I nearly passed out from fear just at the scream. So I don't know about mountain bear scaring techniques. The next day, I invented my new indoor outhouse for nighttime use. And I used it from then on, and I never went out after dark again, even when I could see. You guys, now I know I've run out of time. This was over, but it wouldn't be fair of me to conclude without giving at least 30 seconds to the mountain lion side of the story. And she's a mother. Mountain lion's a mama on the planet. She's a noble creature, and she lives completely in harmony with nature. And I moved into her territory, and I didn't even ask permission, but I did live to tell the tale. So I'm just grateful. I'm just